Hello. Ian. Let's add Ian and no. Hello.
What's up, bud? How you doing?
Oh, it's so cool to meet you for the first time. That's awesome. This is awesome.
Finally meet, man.
Oh God. So yeah. So this is the first time we're meeting, I guess. So just tell me a little bit about yourself, really.
Yeah. I guess I'll start off with music since I guess that's why we're here and such. But I was 17.
Yeah.
Had a guitar. He was like, "Let's learn guitar, right?" So he bought himself a guitar, and then 2 weeks in, he was like, "This is hard. I'm not doing this anymore." So there was yeah. And then I was like, you know what? I'm gonna give it a go. So when I
Yeah.
was 17, up and I started learning it, and I just kind of got obsessed with it. I just like spent like
Yeah.
hours a day just learning, and like it was just like my obsession, passion, all that. And yeah,
Mm.
it was really, it just like it took everything out of me, but like in a therapeutic way almost. And
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah, I'm sure you get it
Yeah.
too now, seeing you
No, no,
like.
I definitely do. I mean, I did the. So you said you picked up the guitar for a few weeks, and then you threw it away again because it was fucking you just too much, too hard. Did you say?
Bought a guitar. He was like, I'm gonna learn this, but he didn't learn it, so he just had a spare guitar.
Oh, I see. Okay, yeah, yeah, yeah. So yeah, because I kind of did the same thing. I was working on it and working on it, and then I kept doing up to power chords, and then obviously I think uni came into it. I think I had uni work, and then I stopped. I laid off for about 2 weeks. So I never really told anyone that. So there's a new one. And then I sort of it really started to kick off as soon as I got this one. As soon as I got the acoustic guitar, that's when I said, "Oh, if I want to do this properly, then I have to get an acoustic because then I can write songs and do a little more with it." That was the plan, and do open chords and stuff like that. And sort of as soon as I started doing that, I feel like it. That's when I got the feeling, like you say, that it's that feeling of takeoff and flying and feeling like, yeah, this. I'm never gonna stop doing this sort of thing, and you just get addicted. And it's weird because I've been addicted to video games. I've been addicted to chocolate, sweets. You know, you go through everything you're addicted to. But like
Yeah,
with with music, it's weird because it's a good thing to be addicted to. So it's like it's the complete opposite feeling where it's been turned on its head. So yeah, 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 pretty
yeah.
much, yeah.
He's like two potatoes right now. I can barely hear you.
Oh, hang on, let me
Just want
come
to
off
let you
my
know.
one. Stay with me.
Rob until
Stay with
he's back.
me. Right, is it better now?
There we go. There, you're back. You're back.
Yeah. Right. Basically, what happens is I forgot to turn off the Wi-Fi, which is what I usually do. I usually turn off the Wi-Fi, and then I don't have any interruptions because this student Wi-Fi is shit. So, it's fucking. It's terrible. It's terrible. I'm gonna make sure I've got my phone on silent as well. Should have done this all before. But yeah, what I would like you to tell me more about is sort of your because obviously I've seen all your music and you've released the two tunes. You've got Glass and
King of
yeah, that's the one. And they're so. If there's one word, it's like intricate. It's the intricate. The guitar playing's like so intricate and so neat and and not simple, but like it's so. I can't explain it. You have to go and listen to the record to fully understand what I mean. In that it's so like delicate. Delicate's the word.
it's
Uh,
yeah,
wh-
definitely
yeah.
off of a lot of like artists that inspired me, and it's definitely like a technique that like I drift towards. So it's
Yeah.
can definitely hear it in like music I play a lot. So
Yeah. So who when you play like that, who have you been inspired of? Who taught you to play like that, or did you just teach
yeah,
yourself, find
actually,
your own way?
I've never had a teacher or anything. So honestly, I probably should at this point. But yeah, everything I've learned has been off YouTube or just watching like performances of musicians. I'm sure you do. I know I've seen a few of you learning like John Mayer and stuff like that, and I totally get that because
Don't. We'll get onto that later. I'm addicted to him, but yeah.
exactly, you just need models, you know, like because to become a musician, you just have to listen to great musicians, and like that sounded
Yeah.
braggy. Rewind. Not saying that
No,
like
no, no. I agree. Yeah.
you have to learn from the greats because they have put in the work and they know what they're doing. And I
Yeah.
think was for the biggest one I think was Ben Howard. I'm sure you probably heard of him being in the UK, but he
Yeah.
has lyrics and his guitar work is honestly second to none. And yeah, I don't know. It's just his work, especially Passenger. I'm sure you heard of his big song was Let Her Go.
Yeah.
But he's got albums and albums of just like amazing, phenomenal tunes, and definitely someone you should check out if any of you guys.
I listen to Passenger at the moment. I'm listening to his new singles because I didn't used to be so fond of Passenger, but for some reason his new stuff's really drawn me in. He started bringing out. I think he's bringing out Remember to Forget, and I've played it.
Like when I first started listening to his tunes and stuff, it was like he kind of sounded like a Hobbit to me, and I was like,
yeah, yeah, literally.
yeah, but so that's a little off-putting for a lot of people. But once you can kind of get past that point, if like his voice being very unique doesn't bother you, his like songwriting is very intimate and emotional, and it's yeah.
Well, what I kind of like about him is that he's gone off from. Oh, I'm trying to put the guitar down, but it's not going very well. This is the problem with guitarists as well. They try to put their guitar down, it falls down all the time. But yeah, literally. With Passenger, I feel like he's gone through the stage where he's gone through writing his own stories. He's written so many songs. And I do believe there is a point you get where you're like, okay, my head is so empty that I can't even write anything.
Right,
I've written all down. And with him, he's starting to tell other people's stories now, which I really like. He's starting to tell, like with Remember to Forget, he's telling about the old man in the pub who keeps coming up to you and he's being annoying. So, like, I mean, I don't know. I think he's British, so I know that's definitely a thing that we have over here. I'm not sure if it's. Basically, we're all alcoholics, so this is like normal. Like you go into a pub and it's 8 a.m. and it's normal to see people sat outside queuing with cigarettes and alcohol and just drinking. Like, and it's the alcoholics, but it's like it's much more prevalent, I'd say. What's it like over there? Like, I don't know, pub life.
US, it's not so much like in the streets and stuff. It's people are definitely in like houses and stuff and doing that doors. But I've heard that the UK it's a bit like open. So yeah, Passenger definitely. He I'd been to 2 of his live shows, and one of them he was telling me it was he actually wrote this song. It's like a heartbreaking song. It's about this guy who's dying of lung cancer, and he's riding a motorcycle way to New York from one side of the country to the other. And he just wants family one last time because apparently throughout his life he like let them all down and like he didn't want to die with that impression of him in their mind. But basically,
so deep. Jesus.
Basically how that song he wrote, it's called "Riding to New York," but it's he was out at like 3 a.m. because Passenger actually he had like a severe like cigarette addiction at one point, and it was like way late in the night, and he was just like, I can't like not have another one. So he went to go get a pack at this gas station, and he guy outside who like told him that whole story. And I don't know, Matt, it's just like stuff like that is what makes music just so beautiful. It's just like these random can't like really make up sometimes, and stories.
Storytelling is everything. And I think the first thing that drew me to the storytelling side of songwriting is Ed Sheeran's 18, and I know that's probably everyone says that, but I don't care. It's true. It's it's one of them songs.
I'm gonna get credit for it. It's
It's written like a poem as well. It's not written like a song or a story. It's written like a poem where everything sort of is in these like little weird couplets, and it runs all the way through the song. And for him to write so succinct like that, but then it comes across with so much meaning as well. It's the perfect blend,
Really
I
is, yeah.
believe. Yeah.
Yeah, I think
Someone.
I think people give him a lot of crap as just a pop artist, and like that he's not, you know, like he plays 3 chords and that's all it does, and like he sings love songs. And while sure he does do that a lot, he's like, if you ever say that Ed Sheeran's not talented, then you're just fooling yourself. That man
Yeah.
has
Yeah.
insane. Yeah.
I totally agree. You know what? Some of the best pop songs are made of 3 chords. So that's what to them I say simply fuck off. Like, I'm definitely gonna get censored or something like in this Instagram, but because I keep swearing. But literally, like I can't. Oh, I hate it when people say 3 chords because I've written songs which have 3 chords, and then I've written songs which have like 10, 12 more chords, and people
Right.
like the 3 chord one, and I'm just like, don't complain then.
With music is every avenue has its specialty, and there is definitely a lot of merit to simplicity and like being
Yeah,
able to chords, but like writing a beautiful melody is still like it makes a song a lot, you know, more important than just the chords going
I
into
think
it.
melody is way more important than chords. Because simply because you look at, I think classic example is blues music. Blues all sounds the same. It sounds the same because of the chords. Like, it's all the same. Like I was listening to a John Mayer song, and it was like one of them was like 5 of them are bluesy chords, but they're all different melodies, and they all sing a different story to them. So that's why I think there's differing. There's a line, and yeah, I think what is right sometimes is that I think Ed Sheeran does like he takes stuff in maybe too much of a direct way, like with the Marvin Gaye thing to Ed Sheeran's Thinking Out Loud. But
Right.
then the other side of that is that he's got to, as long as he mentions them in the record and says, "This is I got inspiration from this," then you can't go wrong, in my
Right.
opinion. But it's when someone outright doesn't use originality and then doesn't maybe like they don't explain it or they don't credit anyone for it if they got inspiration off someone, you know.
Definitely.
But yeah,
I
I
don't
think there's a line, and I think he's hovering
know,
it fine.
with Western music especially, it's like it's all 12 notes, and that's pretty crazy. But yet
Yeah,
there's so it's like you will have overlap, of course, but it is definitely good to, you know, credit those inspirations and artists that really got you to the point where you're making your own stuff that sounds like yourself. So
yeah, 100%, 100%. So you were saying about Passenger, Ed Sheeran, Ben Howard. That was another one you said. I
absolute talent is like, I mean, I'm glad he's gotten the recognition he's gotten, but also he
Yeah,
is, I think he deserves far more credit, even with everything he's got. Yeah, he's
yeah.
honest. So, but yeah, how about yourself? Any inspirations that really stand out?
For me, it started out as Ed Sheeran. It started out as, oh yeah, I want to, actually, well, yeah, Ed Sheeran. But yeah, the first real one was Eric Clapton, which is we're going way back now. But
Yeah,
like basically, I started to find Eric Clapton a few years ago. I listened to the song Layla, and I was blown away by it. Like I was blown away because some of his songs are amazing and the riff is unreal, and I basically got hooked onto music from that.
yeah,
And when I started to realise that I was going more acoustic, going more acoustic, I'm looking at Paolo Nutini, like Max says in the comments, James Blunt, Ed Sheeran, recently John Mayer, because I was thinking, I think it was a John Mayer's, but the falsetto, because
yep.
before listening to Mayer, I didn't have a falsetto. Everything was on the same. And I was like, I did this thing where I need to work out what type of falsetto I want and where the range is.
Definitely.
And I listened to John Mayer and I was like, yeah, I want that falsetto. So I just keep practicing it.
That's good.
And yeah,
Perfect.
that's a beautiful example of how inspiration can be used in a weird and wonderful way. But yeah,
Funny,
yeah.
James, we got someone saying James Blunt only needs 2 chords.
Yeah. That's my artist, Max. He's doing all my art at the moment.
Yeah.
We're giving the YouTube channel a refresh. So, yeah, he's right there. He's a massive James Blunt fan, and yeah, honestly, he is. He's another one with a Hobbit voice, like Passenger. I mean, my family have a thing of calling him James Cunt, and I was like, that's such a horrible word, but why? Oh. The thing is, I warm to him, so when I have to go to family gatherings, I'm like, yeah, James Bond, shit, yeah, I hate him, yeah, it's horrible. Like in my head, I'm like, you're beautiful, it's true. So, yeah, I mean, do you know much about Blunting? Do you know much about him, or?
James Blunt, I definitely like heard a few of his popular tunes and stuff, but not too much. It's yeah, not as much.
Yeah. You're over in Canada, so and I'm in England, so there's different continents to talk about here.
I'm not. I'm in Seattle. I mean, I'm close.
Are you in Seattle?
Yeah.
I thought you were in Canada.
Oh yeah, no. I'm not Canadian.
Right okay.
Yeah.
Is that right up against the border? I think that's right. Is it close to it?
If I can literally drive there in like 2.5 hours, I can get to Vancouver, Canada. But
see, I thought I'd seen stuff on your as well. I thought I'd seen stuff on your Instagram, and I swear was it pictures in Canada, or am I? Or am I way off and embarrassing myself?
Idiot, he's drinking. It's all good. But yeah. I'm
yeah.
So.
Yeah, but I was just thinking the the connection just had a real like flutter then. Yeah, it doesn't. It's not usually this bad. I don't know if it's my side or your side, but it's probably my side because mine's a shithole. So, yeah. What I love it actually is I love to hear I love to hear both your tunes actually. If I saw
Taste and such.
Huh? Say that again.
Yeah, it might be your side. I can't tell because the video.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Right. So what I was going to ask is, take me through your tunes and why you wrote them, sort of thing.
Yeah, no worries. Of course. So yeah, King of None. It was. So I used to live in California most of my life, actually, and it was. I wrote that right after I moved to Seattle. It was like a few months in. But it goes back, like storytelling. It was definitely around this idea. I think that like a lot of people struggle with of like regret. And, living a life where you look back and you're like, I've lived it all for the wrong reasons. So that one definitely kind of about this person, King, right? Who has what would be proclaimed as like everything material wise, and around them you can see, if you're just watching, you see someone that, they've got it all. But it's about a person that's just died. They're dying, and they're like, nothing turned out how I thought it would, with all these promises of fame and riches and all this. So it's definitely built around that idea. I think it's also something I struggle with a lot, is just like, am I doing things now that will get me to a place where I'll be happy in a few decades, And it was definitely about that.
That's wow. I didn't know that. I listened to the song, and you sometimes listen to the song and you don't get the whole story because your emotions are biased. You sort of compare it to your own things, and that's why you get attached to it. So when so wow, I didn't know that had such such a little story like that inside it. Like, I mean,
it's
I
very,
would love. Yeah.
yeah.
What about
So maybe
what about Glass? Glass is my favorite of yours for
that's
sure.
good. Glass. That one, it was. I had this word in my mind. Impermanence was really what I wrote it around, but just the idea of like, glass is very solid, right? Hard stuff, but it can also just shatter so easily. And I feel like in a way, like things are a lot like that, where one day they're fine, right? And just something happens, and to the next, it's just like you shatter, you're just broken. And I think
Yeah.
glass definitely was kind of like that regard, but in like a relationship. And
Yeah.
you put all your hope in something, and if that like lets go, it just kind of breaks apart. And especially in that song, it was kind of just about like nothing's meant to last is one of the big lines in it, but it's just like
Yeah.
you can't hope for stuff to go on forever, and sometimes things will end, and that's kind of just the
That line stuck with me, and I think there's there's last minute or so at the end of the song where it goes. I'm sure it is where it goes into like another. It honestly, I love it. I love it. When you released it, I was playing it like on repeat. I had it on repeat, and I was just like, oh. It's one of them songs where you keep listening to it and you don't get bored of it in a way, because there's so many intricate parts to it, and it's not so basic that you hear something different in the song each time you listen to it. So yeah, I'll probably put it on after this. But yeah, honestly, would you be able to give us a free just a live performance of Glass at all?
Yeah, would
Now?
you like to hear it? For sure.
Yeah, for sure, yeah.
For sure. All right, cool. I'm gonna be honest, I'm gonna be a little nervous. I haven't played live since COVID started, I think, because that was the last time I was doing live shows and stuff. So hopefully this goes well. Get all the lyrics that I've written, which happens.
Well, don't worry, because I haven't played a live show in England ever, so you're ahead of me. and all the greats say that they're gonna play shit, and then they play great. So anyway, I'll leave you to it.
You just gotta start. I thought I'd be better now, having loved and lost before, but I am shattered like glass, thrown by angry hands. I sought to not be bitter, but sweetness has lost its taste. I am left to mend the rights and wrongs of all you promised me. And far away you should be, but in the quiet you speak to me. And always will always end with you. So with tears in your eyes you said nothing's meant to last. Nothing's meant to last. Definitely forgot the lyrics.
Yeah, it's fine. It's an instrumental.
I thought I'd be better now, knowing hope has disappeared, but I am clinging like the thorns of roses, hoping you'd appear. Far away you should be, but in the quiet you speak to me. And always will always end with you. So with tears in your eyes you said I thought I'd be better now, having loved and lost before, but I am shattered like glass, thrown by angry hands.
Wow. 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 I can't even. Honestly, that song takes me to another place, man. I can't even, like, Ian, man. For someone who was super nervous as well, you honestly, that song is one of them songs that just, it lifts you off and it transforms you to that place of the song. Like, I could feel myself daydreaming, and I was like, oh my god, hang on, I'm hosting a live. Like, I had to snap out of it. I was like,
That's
oh man.
music, you know, like you could be somewhere in front of people where you're just like fuck, and you're like nervous, and you're just like your heart's beating and you're anxious, and then you're just like, oh, I'm playing the song, and kind of everything just slips away, and it's
Yeah.
cathartic.
Yeah. Honestly, oh, you don't even have to get the meaning to that song to just, it just sinks into you. Anyway, honestly, yeah, look at the support you're getting in the chat, man. Emma says this freaking song gets me every time. So beautiful.
Yeah, Emma is someone I also met on Instagram, and she has a wonderful voice and very talented songwriter. But
Yeah.
you guys are okay, so you guys should definitely talk too.
Yeah, happy to. Yeah, Emma, feel free to direct message me, and yeah, I'll definitely get back to you. Because honestly, yeah, if there's more to come from, like, if Ian says she's good, then she's good. that's what I get from it. Like, they're asking for my turn, so I might do one, and then I'll let you close out, if that's all right. So I'm thinking of doing one. It's up to you. Have you? I'll pass the question to you. Have you heard any that you will want to hear from me? Have you heard any songs that you've heard and been like, oh, okay, I like that one?
What you were in feeling in terms of like emotion and energy, but I know you wrote that one in Thailand. That's probably one of my favorites of yours. What was it? I can never remember the name just because I know it's like a foreign name. And
Kolan. Is it Kolan?
hold on. I'm always just trying to figure out. I always butcher it, so I don't want to. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah. That was written about, like, it's sort of very similar to your writing style actually. It's written around a story and a place. So talking about this place we went to with my ex, and when I was still together with her, long distance, I wrote a song about it. So the only thing, I'm gonna make a disclaimer now, because I don't play this song that often, and therefore I find the fingerstyle quite tricky. I know you're like an ace at it, so I'm like, it's like falling to my master right now. But I'm gonna do my best at it. All right, here we go. Whew. Sit around, I remember you and everything that you would do. Took me out on the rim to LA, and then we laid on the beach all day. Remember when we went inside and closed the curtains and let our love collide. Picked you up and you held me close, offering us a final toast. I'm cold, I'm cold, Sit around, I remember you and everything that you would do. took me out on the bike and said, look at that sunset ahead. Remember when we ate seafood, a few tequilas, we were in the mood. Ooh. And sitting there in a yellow dress, you were standing on the ledge. On cold love, on cold love, right here on cold love, on cold love. There you go.
Absolutely lovely, man. Honestly,
That's
that's
the one.
it sounds so perfect. I love that about it.
Personal, did you say? Personal.
Yeah, definitely. It's one of those things I think you chase as a songwriter is you want things to sound like the people listening have lived it, and I don't know, those tunes feels like I was there.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
Yeah. Honestly, that's exactly what I wanted to do. Like, picture like someone's there. Honestly, because it's one of them places where I wanted that one. I really wanted to write in sort of like an Ed Sheeran way, the way he describes in every line everything that's happening. And I remember Max, like I was sending it because this is very early in the songwriting process where I had no one. I didn't know, I couldn't write independently properly, so I'd send it to Max, who isn't a songwriter, but he'd just read it and tell me if it's like a cringy lyric or it's not a good enough lyric, and he'd be like, no, I want it to be like, because he's very, he doesn't accept any cringe, it's got to be like, he's very big fan of good lyrics, so he'll tell me as well if it's shit. Like, I must have given him five times, and then in the end he was just like, I can't do it anymore. Like, I can't. Like, I'm not a songwriter. I shouldn't have to deal with this shit. Like, just leave it alone. So by the time obviously you're giving me this much help, I sort of got to the point where I actually knew I wanted to do. So I can't thank him enough for that. It's as much his as it is mine in a weird way. But yeah.
You know, like songwriting is just like so difficult sometimes because it's really easy to just be like, man, am I doing the lyrics right? Am I doing the chords right? Am I doing any of this right? And it definitely helps to have like you know, like a helpful ear just to give you advice. So that's awesome.
Yeah. Yeah, helpful ears. Yeah, honestly, your best mates can want to kill you one minute, and then they'll be there for you every day, literally every day, like whatever. Like, so yeah, I can't thank him enough for that. I don't know whether he's still here or not, but yeah. So you've got two. Have you got any more singles to come out before you play your last tune?
And then just the other day, actually, I started recording another one, but in terms of just like actually releasing it, might not be until sometime in like January. I'm trying to get my buddy to do like drums on it, and he's kind of in a tough place of like being able to do that, so it might be a little while. But yeah, I'm definitely still working on it. So and then hopefully some other ones. So yeah.
You've got more in the works. That's good to look forward to.
So it's like, I know a lot of people have like a team and like managing artists and stuff, and all they have to do is record, and then they don't have to worry about the whole process. But me, I just have to I have to record everything, I have to produce everything, I have to have my friend mix everything, and then just like send it back and forth. And it's like literally every step of the process that, like, you know, I'm just doing alone. Yeah. So it's definitely time intensive, but it's also a little.
Yeah. Oh, I feel that. I mean, I'm like you. I'm on my own. The only thing I've really got is I've got my artist, who's my best mate. That's very lucky because I met him through uni. And then the other one is my producer, who I had to scope out for, and making the debut EP. But obviously we can't meet up until, and I'm not obviously because of COVID, and then with everything going on, we haven't been able to get studio time till April. So yeah, so I kind of get it, like you sort of have to do everything on your own, but mine is then two guys. Like you said, you've got your engineer, I've got my engineer, and then I've got an artist and that's it. But that's the way it is with indie singers, songwriters. It's just the way it is.
Definitely.
Oh.
Yeah. I actually did want to ask about
Yeah.
that EP. Like, what's is there like a topic around it? Is it just kind of like a collection of songs?
The topic is if I had to say one, I'd say most of the songs are about like my ex and sort of missing my ex and stuff like that, and then sort of creating stories around that as well. And then I did have two on the EP, but then they've gone to B-siders called Scary and Solid Ground. They'll probably come out as something a little bit further down the line. And then really it's sort of the thing where you're writing it and then you think you've got your set of tracks, and then you write another song and then you're like, oh no, that's the best song I've written.
Yeah,
I can't not put it in there. And then I do it again, and then I do it again. So I was like, oh fuck, I can't stop doing this. I got to draw a line, like, where I'm like, right, this topic is ended. So yeah, so it varies from bit to bit, but I'd say half the songs are about previous relationships.
definitely. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's
And
good
then I've got others
that you've lived through, as a first step, and like maybe afterwards, maybe expand your horizons into other stuff. But I think just like starting with personal stuff, that's a good start. So
yeah. Anyway, yeah, I think if you could play us out, and then after that, hopefully, feel free to play us out with King of None.
sounds
And
good.
then you can pass on any more. If you have a Facebook, if you have a YouTube, just feel free to let the guys know after the performance, and then sick. I think that'll be it.
Like do a different song. I could play something that is unreleased and just like another original, something like that.
I didn't know you even had it in the bag. If you had it in the bag right now, mate, then definitely go for something brand new. So this will be an exclusive of Ian. So
This is one I wrote a while back actually, but it's still one of my favorites. I think in terms of I don't know, just songs I've written. I think you always have stuff that's a bit more personal, not even personal, but just like to yourself is a bit more like your favorite.
yeah, definitely, yeah, 100%.
That's always fun. Cool. Yeah. So I guess a little backstory before I start playing this one, but this one is called Answers. It is
Okay.
kind of, about introspection and definitely more about like wondering and learning about life. Yeah, I'll just play it. So, and again, this one is more guitar heavy, so I apologize if it gets horribly butchered, but
Oh, butcher away. Butcher away.
all right, cool. And my lover and my free is happiness found through misery. Do I need something more than what I am to find the answers before the end? Cause I've come to find that love is faith, not a surety of mine. You receive what you bestow, learn to love and let it go. In life you learn, you will need an anchor that holds you strong in love. Cause I know now there's a pain to wisdom and all you learn alone. Cause right and wrong So thin are the answers to it all, to it all, to it all. If I fall, will I walk until I can walk no more? Will I fight that the darkness of my heart? The only light here left to shine. If you learn, you will need an anchor that holds you strong in love. 'Cause I know now there's a pain to wisdom and all you learn alone. 'Cause right and wrong, so thin are the edges, it all, to it all, to it all.
Right. That was interesting as well. Well, you've definitely developed a music brand for yourself. In that, all your songs definitely have a unique picking rhythm, and like, from a musical point of view, at least I look at it very musically, and I'm like with John Mayer, it's very like the guitar playing is like just spot on, and it's so intricate and so delicate, and that just draws you straight in. And then the lyrics are like icing on the cake. But yeah, honestly, yeah. And you said, yeah, you never said in the comments. The comments are saying that you're going to butcher it. That is the worst butchering I've ever seen.
That's my buddy. That guy's hilarious. But yeah, great guy.
Yeah, honestly, yeah.
Oh.
Well, yeah, I just want to say I think it's coming to an end. We're coming up to the 45-minute mark, so I think we'll call it there. Thank you very much, Ian, for coming on. You've been an absolute legend.
And it was great to meet you finally. Yeah.
And before you go, do you have a YouTube or obviously we're on Instagram, but do you have a YouTube or anything like that we can send you to, or a Spotify?
Yeah, it's just my name, and then Spotify also just my name, Ian Buchanan, and then yeah, I'm usually on Instagram most. It's probably where I keep most of my like relationships with like musicians and people like that. So you'll probably find me on here the most. Yeah.
Okay. Sweet, yeah, I'm the same, all on Instagram mostly, and then I've got on YouTube, and I'm not officially on anywhere, so yeah, I will be soon. But honestly, it's a pleasure, and I can't wait to do it again. So yeah, take care. Right, see you later. Cheers. Bye.